Today, I'm going to show you how to create a powerful text portrait in Photoshop. I will show how to add text to an image, how to create a bump map, and how to use that bump map as an input to the Displace filter. Then, how to combine blend modes with multiple layers to complete the effect. So we're going to start off with this image that's on the screen right now, and we're going to put a text layer over this image. I have some text here, and what I need to do is spread this text layer out over the whole image. So I'm going to spread this text layer out, increase the font, so it should look something like this. So this text should be clean and condensed. You don't want any fonts that are outrageous. You don't need no script fonts, just some nice plain text. It's going to look better if it's legible, and you want the distortion not to come from the text or the script, but from the effect. So this is our main image. We're going to need two images. So I'm going to save this image out to my computer, and I'm going to call it model image to start. And now we need another image, and that image is our bump map. So I'm going to save this image out to my computer, and I'm going to call this model 2 image start bump. But on this image here, I don't need the text. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm just going to create another layer right here. So I just need two images, my original image and my bump map. So what is a bump map? Well, there's a lot of in-depth explanations of what this is, but basically a bump map will give you the illusion of depth. So in our case, we're going to use the bump map, or this bump file, as the input to the Displace filter. This is going to help with the bending of the text around different areas of the face. So let's work on the bump map image. For the bump map image, we want to make it a gray image. So we have two layers here. I'm going to make this top layer a smart object, and I'm going to come up here to Image, Adjustments, Hue, Saturation. And now I'm going to take the saturation all the way down to -100, making that a gray or black and white image. Click OK. And so if we look at the image, if the image was a face like this and there was a lot of texture in the skin, you could actually smooth some of that out, which is part of this effect. And we're going to come up here to Filter, Camera Raw Filter. And in the Camera Raw Filter, we can bring the texture all the way over to the left, and that will really smooth it out. And if you wanted to, you can adjust the clarity. But this has really made her skin really smooth. And I'm going to say OK. Camera Raw is working, and there we go. Next, I'm going to make a new layer here, and I'm going to call this layer here gray. This top layer here, I'm going to call it blur, because we are going to blur this layer. I'm going to use Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and I'm going to bring up this blur pretty good here. Maybe not that high, something like that. Say OK. Now on this blur layer, I want to add a layer mask and paint with black on the layer mask. B for the brush tool, bring my brush up a little bit, and I'm just going to paint in the areas of her face and bring back lips, the nose, the eyes, pretty much the center of the face. And so you have everything else around the face that is blurry. Now I'm going to save my bump map. So now we've prepared our bump map file. Let's work on our original image now. So now with the text layer selected, we're going to displace the text layer with a filter. We're going to come up here to Filter, Distort, and Displace. And we're being prompted to either cancel, rasterize, or convert to smart object. We want to convert to smart object. So the text layer is now a smart object. And now we have parameters for our Displace. This horizontal and vertical scale has to do with the way that the text bends around the face and different areas, the hands. So it's actually how much the text will be distorted. So if you go too high with this horizontal and vertical scale, the edges or the words are going to really be jagged. So you have to play with it. Maybe 20 is the maximum, but you may have to do this a couple times. And for the displacement map, stretch to fit, is probably something that you'll always use if your original photo and your bump map is the same size. So I'm going to say okay. And now it's going to come to my file system, and I am going to select the file that is my bump map, say open. It is working. So I may be able to increase this because I'm looking at my text and how it is wrapping around the different areas of the face. I might be able to go up to 15. Let's see. Command Z to undo that. And I'm going to come up here again to filter, distort, displace, convert to smart object. And this time I'm going to try 15, both horizontal and vertical scale. Say okay. It prompts me to navigate to where my bump file is. It is working, and I think that's a little better. You can see areas where it is wrapping around areas of the face and the hands. So I'm going to go with 15 in this case. So that's what I mean. You have to play with it a little bit. I'm going to save this file. Hey, if you're getting value out of this so far, hit that like button. So now we're going to take this to the next level. I'm going to duplicate this bottom layer here, Command J, and I'm going to put it above the text layer. And so now we can change the blend modes, and we can go through all of these just to see what looks best. You can see the multiply makes everything darker, and you can just bring your cursor down to each of these blend modes to see what you like. It's really what you like. Overlay might be good. Soft light, hard light. I kind of like pin light right now. One thing that you could do if the head was turned one way or the other, you could rotate the text to match the angle of the head. But in this case, her head is pretty level, so we'll keep the text there. So now let's get a little bit more advanced. I'm going to duplicate this top layer, Command J, and the layer just above the text, I'm going to clip it to the layer below by holding down the Alt or Option. I'm going to make this top layer invisible, and on that layer that I have clipped to the text layer, I'm going to put back to normal. So I actually want to make the layer of the subject here a little bit darker. So I'm going to come down to the bottom layer, layer 0. I'm going to add a new layer, and I am going to fill it with black. And this is even another effect. So now we're just revealing the photo where we have the text with the displacement map. I don't want to cover her up completely, so this is where you can get even more creative and change opacity. So I'm on this layer that I added, the blank layer that I filled with black, and I'm going to bring down the opacity, say 40-ish. So I want to make her come through a little bit more. Zoom in here so you can see. So now we have this different looking effect. We can still take this further. We have this top layer up here. I'm going to enable that, and I'm going to put a layer mask on it, and I am going to invert that layer mask. Command I to invert it, making it a black layer mask. And now I'm going to paint with white over her eyes and her lips, kind of bring those colors back in. So I'm making her eyes pop a little bit more, and her lips, and something like that. And as you can see in the image, all around the different parts of the face, the text is bending in and out in between different facial features in the hand. If you want to know more about Photoshop, click on this playlist here. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and share this video. And remember, it's never too late to learn. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.